Hi guys, welcome back to Book Talk. Hope you had a wonderful week. So this week we're going to be talking about a Nancy Drew book. I love my Nancy Drew. This week's book is The Phantom of Nantucket. It's in a sub-series called the Nancy Drew Diaries. So the original Nancy Drew series obviously was written by Carolyn Keene, and they have that nice yellow line or yellow spine to the book. Those are really great. I grew up on those. I love them. But I found that as I've gotten a little older, sometimes I want a little, I don't know what the polite word is, but a little well written, or sorry, a little better written version of the Nancy Drew story. Okay, the classics are great, and I do love them. Actually, I think there's a few behind me right here. Yeah, and they're awesome. But sometimes you just want a story that's a little bit more well woven together, and it doesn't have these fake climaxes. So it just depends on my mood. But this one series of the Nancy Drew universe that I found that does that I really like is the Nancy Drew Diaries. And so they're like totally for kids. I mean, this one's super short. But if I'm just in a nice campy mystery mood, that would be what I go to. Also, they're insanely hard to figure out. So I'm always like super proud of myself when I can solve it because they're not easy to solve. So that in mind, that book that I read this week was The Phantom of the Nantucket, or yeah, I got that right. By Carolyn Keene, Nancy Drew Diaries. It was really good. So I have a lot of family back in the Nantucket, New England region. So I really enjoyed this one just because of that. Like, it felt like home in that sense. It was very familiar, and she did a great job of capturing the whole New England vibe. So I loved that. Also, I loved the mystery. It was very well written. I did figure it out, of course, but it wasn't easy to figure out, and so I actually enjoyed reading it and trying to figure that out. That made me really happy. It was a nice challenge. And this book was written recently. I think it's like 2020 or 2016. There we go. So it was right around that time, 20 teens. And so I was kind of worried because some of the newer books, you always have to worry that they could be woke or they could be sliding something in there. This one was not. It did a really good job. They kind of like had a few areas where they could have gone woke, but they didn't, and so they kept it just very basic and chill, and I really enjoyed that and appreciate that. Every book that I've read in this series has been really good, so I do recommend that series in general. But no, this was really good. Great mystery, obviously great characters, very enjoyable. The scenery was wonderful. It was like going home to New England without actually having to leave anywhere. And it wasn't woke and it didn't have any weird stuff in it. So yeah, I would recommend it. It was just a short book for this week, but it was a short book week mood. So I'd recommend that. Phantom of the Nantucket, Nancy Drew Diaries there. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I hope you have a great week. Remember to like, subscribe, and drop in the comments a book that you would like me to read so I can review it for you. Have a great week, guys.